give the patriarchal exhortation, we are honored to have with us His Eminence Metropolitan Emmanuel of France, the Director of the Liaison Office of the Orthodox Church to the European Union.
Your Eminence, Archbishop Demetrius of America, Your Eminence, Metropolitan Augustinus of Germany, Your Eminence, our Eminences, dear brothers, Dr. Schneider, Prezes von EKD, Your Excellencies, the ambassadors, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, political authorities of this country, beloved and esteemed archons, brothers and sisters, dear friends. Last night, our Archbishop made a joke out of the fish we had. But it was only a joke, of course, but if someone thought that we ate faner or fener last night, it's only an illusion. Because faner, fanar is alive and will be for centuries. And if you look out of this window, you see these stones lying. Maybe you have never went through this monument. This is the Holocaust monument of Berlin. And believe me, there is no more moving experience than going through the corridors of this monument. If you go there, you cannot see that from here. But if you go there, the deeper you move, you feel the oppression of the stones, like those who felt it when they were persecuted and who died for the freedom of religion. Can we imagine a world where people of minority religions can live in peace and security? Freedom of religion is a fundamental right of every living person. And from our perspective, freedom of religion or belief is intrinsically linked to freedom of opinion and expression. Freedom of opinion and freedom of expression are prerequisites to maintain pluralism, including religious freedom and religious equality. Let me read something to you that I came across. For the sake of the peace of our times, that each may have the free opportunity to worship as he pleases. This quote would have been printed in any morning's newspaper, yet it's taken from the English translation of the Edict of Milan in the year 313. We're not here, of course, today to commemorate the Edict of Milan. We have done that on several occasions at the Ecumenical Patriarchate in May, on a jubilee, on the anniversary of this important event. And we are here in Berlin for the ACROM's Second International Conference on Religious Freedom, which is reaffirming their engagement for freedom of religion. This conference is the continuation of a fruitful cooperation of the archons with the Office that was established by the Ecumenical Patriarchate in Brussels, and this inaugurated with its first conference on religious freedom in Brussels 2010, the series of conferences that's going on, and we have this one as a second conference. My gratitude goes to our commander, a good friend and brother, Dr. Anthony Limberakis, for initiating and hosting this Berlin event, along with Father Alex and all the archons who have helped in bringing this event into reality. Furthermore, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all those, and especially also to His Eminence for his blessings, and His Eminence Augustinus for hosting us here in Berlin in his metropolis. We take the time to return to the events of the past as the Edict of Milan in order to better consider our present and to consider the situation itself, as well as the directions we have identified for our future. When Constantine co-issued this event of Edict of Milan, he was a pagan ruler. In the same hand that signed this freedom of religion mandate into law, had also signed orders carrying out executions and persecutions. Today, it seems that we need to repeat this act of political and religious wisdom again. Our hope for religious freedom in the world, including Turkey, requires that the personal and institutional religious inclinations of political leaders do not necessarily dictate their ability to act on behalf of the minority religions under their jurisdiction. First, our motivation for pluralism can be derived from our concern for religious equality, accepting coexistence of religions and beliefs. The second lesson from the Edict of Milan is that the emperors came together face to face to discuss how to improve the human condition with the power and authority each possessed. Dialogue will remain an integral part of all progress related to religious freedom. The conference is an opportunity to enable a deepened fellowship for dialogue. Under further examination, we need to work within our political realms to enact standards that ensure freedom of conscience for those whose image of a deity are very different. For each signatory to the Edict of Milan, 1700 years ago, had a vision of a better future, one where all could be blessed by living in pluralism and religious equality with the other. We are sharing the same vision again today. However, the socioeconomic developments, both in Europe and globally, prove that the way to freedom of religion or belief and a stable society which is able to provide security and prosperity to all its members without any discrimination might be long and full of challenges. Now, it is time to continue our mission set out in Brussels in 2010, promoting respect for human dignity, freedom of religion, of belief, and efforts for cultural justice. To succeed in this commitment, we rely on reinforced dialogue between the religious leaders and decision makers, academia, the media, and civic society. With humility and religious commitment, we need to promote the voices of the oppressed in seeking justice, building reconciliation, and growing peace. It is our hope that this second conference here in Berlin will move us further down the road towards reinforcing religious freedom. And I'm saying this because I really believe that especially in Turkey, the country where the ecumenical patriarchate has been for more than 17 centuries now, has a better future and also a room for improvement in this area. And I would like to say that when once I had a B+, and I went up to Archbishop Demetrius, he was my professor at the Holy Cross, and I said, Your Eminence, why do I have a B+? And he said, well, Father Emmanuel, there is always room for improvement. So that's what I would like to say today. Yes, we have seen many changes in Turkey recently, but there is always room for improvement. And if Moody's gives B+ to some countries, we can say there is the room for improvement for Turkey as well. Religious freedom has to be built on trust and confidence of communication, acceptance of the difference between us, and appreciation of the common religious and social principles, which all share. We can learn from each other in our past in order to avoid further injury to the human spirit that lives in each of us. We live in Europe here, and I would like to say that Article 17 of the Constitution states clearly the ways that the authorities of the European countries have to deal with religious communities and religious minorities. We have the freedom of religion in this part of the world. And I would like to say that we will be glad, not only in Berlin, but next time to see you in Paris, to see how, not only about the French and German reconciliation has worked and what we have done in that area, but just to see that another country that has a laicite system, how the religious freedom is applied as well in this part of the world. Thank you very much and have a very nice day.